Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Rose, Tarot, and Astrology. I am your host, Mel Rose, and today is Friday, November 8th, 2024. Thank you for being here. Thanks for spending this time with me. And thanks for checking in on your regular current astrology. As you know, as above, so below. So if you can get a clue, a hint, or an inkling as to what kind of opportunities or obstacles or surprises may be coming up, then you have a little more information available to help navigate your life. And I don't know about you, but I'll take all the information I can get. So thank you for being here. I hope you are all feeling well and happy and loved and supported here in beautiful but very chilly Lee Summit, Missouri this morning. I am feeling happy and well and loved and supported. And I'm coming to you a little wicked and wild in my PJs this morning because it's just, I don't really want to change my clothes yet. It's kind of cold. It's nice to be cozy. So here we are. The sun is in Scorpio. The moon is in Aquarius. And before I expand on that, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and give me a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel. That all helps me a lot. And if you want to, you can say something to me and I will respond. So just leave a comment down below and I will see the comment and I will respond to it, okay? Or if you ever just want to reach out to me, my email address is astrologytodaywithmelanierose@gmail.com. All one word, okay? So feel free to reach out at any time. I love hearing from you. Sun in Scorpio, this is the time when we are turning within. It's getting colder outside, so we're going inside to enjoy the warmth of our home environments. A lot of the time we're seeking that peace that's sort of, in the depths of our most safe and sacred spaces. And so we look at ourselves and we take a look at, like, with the sun in Scorpio, whether the way we're behaving in the world, the efforts we're making in the world, the work we're doing, that kind of thing, and also how we socialize, and also how we engage in our civic responsibilities. The way we're acting in the world, is it an honest and true and authentic reflection of who I am on the inside? Because that is very important to the sign Scorpio, is tell the truth, okay? So so tell the truth. Tell yourself the truth about yourself. Take a look at what's going on in your work, social, and civic lives and say, does this represent me well? Is there something I could do to have a more authentic, honest, and true expression of myself in the world here? Something I can change, or some sort of old habit of feeling or thinking or being that I can just let go of, be done with, add something good in the place of it, right? So that's what I encourage you to do, to be thinking about at this time. The moon is a half moon, a waxing half moon in Aquarius. So we're at that waxing half moon. That is a time when we are kicking into gear. We've been thinking about what's next. We've been thinking about what kind of plans we want to make, what kind of goals we'd like to achieve in the coming weeks and months and maybe even years. And with the moon in Aquarius, we're very in our heads about it, okay? So we're going to tend to, identify less with how things feel, or if we are identifying with how things feel, we're going to be looking for ways to express it that makes sense to us, okay? And also with that waxing half moon in Aquarius, it's like, you've come this far with your plan, but it's always okay to change the direction. It's always okay to change your mind, okay? This is something that we need to be reminded when the moon is in a fixed air sign, because we just get fixed on one way of thinking of things, or one way of feeling like things should work. And then we get put off when we can't be flexible about it, okay? So it's okay at this point if you don't think your plans are big enough, or if you don't think your plans are really going to work for you in one way or another, to make an adjustment, to change your mind about how you're doing it, who you're involving, what the collaboration should look like, all of that, okay? Okay, so that's where we are today. And tomorrow and Saturday, we're going to be dealing with a Venus square to Neptune kind of vibration. Now, I want to put you in context here, right? We still have Moon opposite Pluto. We still have Venus opposite Uranus for a short time. The sun is currently trining Saturn. Okay, so we've got some tension up there. We've got this, we still have this kind of vibration for overdoing it and overreacting. That we've still got this vibration for explosive changes happening. So we really want to be careful about how we think about things, what we say and what we do. We want to be really careful not to be it's important to be assertive at times, okay? It is important to advocate for yourself. And I'm not saying that you should not advocate for yourself when you're in a situation that is unfair, unjust, that kind of thing. But it is important to choose your battles, and especially if you're feeling particularly angry and aggressive already, if you're feeling particularly irritable already, I would say, look for reasons to forgive, okay? This is a good time to be looking for reasons to back off, okay? That Venus opposite Jupiter wants us to overindulge, to overeat, to overdo everything that we like, love, and can't get enough of, to over-idealize things that we want for ourselves. So there's that overindulgence, but there's also this reactivity of the Mars opposite Pluto that is really just humming and thrumming right now. But we talked about this before. It's also giving us an opportunity to see where that vibration gets irritable, buzzy, angry, frictiony, right? And that vibration, builds up in us, and then we want to act, or we want to say something that we don't really need to say in the moment, and really what it does is it escalates things, and we want to work on de-escalation right now, okay? I really want us to work on de-escalation right now, and that's for you and for me, okay? Sun trine Saturn at this time, when you do the responsible thing, when you observe a boundary or a limitation, when you say, I'm not going farther than this, then you're going to see a very positive benefit come from that. So it's not as though it isn't rewarding to pull back and say, okay, I'm not going to say the thing I want to say. Okay, I'm not going to punch this wall, even though I want to punch this wall, right? To pull back is going to show you a benefit. It's going to show you a better way. And that's kind of the guidance that we got on Wednesday was, every path that leads astray shows you how to find a better way, right? So if you've had the experience already in your life, like I have, if you've had the experience already in your life, for me, it's been several times, okay? If you've had the experience in your life already where you get too aggravated, you get too irritable, you speak up, you say something, you do something rash, maybe, a lot of us do like these passive aggressive things that make somebody mad behind our back, blah, 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 right? Then that doesn't work. If you've had that experience, then that doesn't work. That the outcome of that is rarely as satisfying as you want it to be. And this is the opportunity right now to go, okay, that's my impulse. That's what I want to do because that's what I think will be satisfying. But I know it's more trouble than it's worth. So I'm going to pull back. I'm going to find a different way to express what I need to express here. I'm going to find a different way to comport myself in the world with people so that I can get a different kind of outcome and reaction, right? Perhaps a more peaceful one, perhaps one where I don't wind up feeling bad about myself and other people, that kind of thing. Okay, so tomorrow Venus is going to square off with Neptune, and this is a vibe that has been coming in, so you may already be noticing it. It's a distortion of self-image, okay? This is like we look in the mirror and we know what our idealization of what that should look like is, and then we're not happy with what we actually see, right? And, there's power in that idealization. There are positive things to having that idealization of like what I like to think I look like, or, how I would like to present myself in the world. But then there are also dangers to having that idealization, because if we compare ourselves unfavorably to our best idea of how we should present ourselves in the world, what we should look like to other people, then that can be a very disappointing experience, right? And we can experience some fallout, some depression, some lack of self-confidence, right? And those things lead again to acting out in ways that we probably had better not do, right? We want to find a different way to move forward with this feeling. So when you get that feeling, that distortion of self-image, that moment where you're just like, I am not really happy with what I'm seeing in my life. I'm not really happy with what I'm getting. I'm not really happy with what's being reflected back to me. And I want to act out in some way because that's what the astrological signature says right now. Then I really want you to, I plan to. I really want you to sit with it. I really want you to stop and think about it. If you do tarot cards, read some tarot cards, okay? Or bibliomancy, pick up a book, read some lines from a book that inspires you, okay? And try to get on a different track of thinking, because that idealization, if you're comparing yourself unfavorably, you're always going to have a bad outcome from that. Again, it's like going down this path, and we know what's down this path, and it's not going to work for us. It's way more trouble than it's worth, right? So we pull back, we're going to go down a different path. We're going to try a different way to handle that feeling, okay? And then coming up on Monday is kind of a busy day astrologically. The sun is going to be quincunx to both Jupiter and Chiron, and Jupiter and Chiron are sextile right now, and they will be through June of 25. So that Jupiter and Chiron sextile, that's about being optimistic that we can solve problems, like having this vibration that says, if you participate in the resolution of problems or the healing of wounds, if you take action on it, then you're going to have really good fortune with that. You're going to have a very positive outcome, and you're going to find reasons to have faith in yourself and the people and things that support you. And then also on Monday, Venus is moving on into Capricorn out of Sagittarius. So Venus in Sagittarius, very adventure, very heart with wings. What? Yes, Venus in Sagittarius, very adventurous, very heart grows wings. Maybe not very focused on one lover often. Okay, maybe like really exploring the whole world of life and people and things that we love in different ways. That's very Venus in Sagittarius, feeling inspired to connect on a broader level. And when Venus moves into Capricorn on Monday, that part of ourselves, that part of our hearts becomes way more practical, way more serious about what our long-term goals are. And we're not interested in wasting time, on things that don't contribute to our solid foundation, our sense of security, the strength of our networks of relation for support, and also the strength of our financial well-being. So expect to get interested in that, okay? Expect to be really kind of drawn to the shiny things. Expect to be a little more interested in cold, hard progress, right? Capricorn wants mountains to climb and problems to solve. So this is about our hearts, our loving hearts, the ones the part of us that wants things, getting to work on how we get those things. Okay, so goal-oriented Venus in Capricorn. I just love it, but it can feel a little cold in the romantic side, is all I'm saying. And then Tuesday, Mercury is going to square off with Saturn, and that's going to be a time for, again, thinking about what our missions and goals are, and making the changes that we need to, making the adjustments that we need to. Mercury square Saturn is like, don't joke around right now, okay? On Tuesday of next week, don't joke around. Let's be serious. Let's say what we mean, and not let our resistance to responsibility get in the way of doing what we need to do. And then next Thursday, Venus is going to be in an adjustment vibration with Mars. We will talk about that. Next Friday, though, is the full moon in Taurus, and this is a big, strong full moon. And on the same day, just hours before the full moon culminates on next Friday, then just before that is Saturn going direct. So that's big. Saturn going direct. Saturn has been kind of standing still lately in the sky, getting ready to go direct. It stations. It looks like it's stationary, and it's all an illusion based on the fact that we are on a planet going around the sun, looking at other planets going around the sun. Okay, the Saturn doesn't ever actually stop and then go backward and then forward. That's just from our perspective, but it is a strong illusion. It has a deep impact on us, and Saturn going direct, Saturn standing still in the sky, pulls a lot of power and focus. Notice that a lot of our conversations have been about doing the responsible thing, doing the boundaried thing, doing the self-limiting thing, right? Pulling back from wild ass behavior and trying to channel that energy into something that's going to help us make some progress, right? That's been the signature for a while, and now here's Saturn going direct. So we're really going to be able to begin something. We're really going to be able to get moving on the thing that we've been considering in terms of like, what am I doing with my life? Or just in terms of what we think is the responsible thing, or what we think is adding to the strength of our foundations and networks of support. And then the full moon in Taurus, like, how lovely, ruled by Venus in Capricorn. It's going to be a very practical, very earthen full moon. It's going to be a really good full moon for getting grounded, and also for thinking about the people, things, and places that you like, love, and can't get enough of. My meditations would definitely be on my security and comfort at that time. Okay, and I will be back here to talk with you about that upcoming full moon a couple more times before the full moon shows up, but I did want to get there today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate your presence here, and I will catch you on Monday in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.